What's going on, Assassins? It's Dark
I saw the
Strider,
message.
and
The
we
Athenians
have
defeated
some
the soldiers and killed
controversy
most of the men,
on a
but
video
they
that
are
I
fools
did
if they think they
in
are safe
regards to
now.
Assassin's
What
Creed
are you
Odyssey,
planning?
and everyone
Spartan women
involved
are
has
not
made
like
a
weak
pretty
Athenian women.
good
We have
point.
money and
And
property and
honestly,
rage.
it
I
kind
will
of
use
echoes
all to
something that
strike at
I
the
had
commanders,
said
soldiers, and
repeatedly, that
fleet.
I had
Of
championed
course. You
back
want me
in
to deal with the Athenian
2020
commander?
when
The
Silent
glory
Merc
is
and
all yours
myself
if you
were
accept.
doing our
Do you?
podcast. So,
I'll handle
what
this.
is this
Thank
controversy?
the
First of
gods.
all,
You can leave
there are
everything
some
to me.
people who do not like Odyssey. Okay? Odyssey, I think, is a good game. It is just not a good Assassin's Creed game, which is what I had stated before. So now, we have on one of these videos that I did, Ray the Mellow actually said what would have made AC Odyssey more accepted is if Ubisoft didn't put Assassin's Creed in the title, but just called it Odyssey and say that it's in the same universe of Assassin's Creed. This I agree with because this is something that I have stated since the very beginning. We knew that Origins was coming out, and Origins was the origination of the Assassin's Creed.
Stealing our sacred treasures.
And in all
These
honesty, we
bandits
can't
only
go
want to
for
make oil.
Origin's throat.
Stop
In the
them.
beginning,
Keep
you
our
start
lands
off, you're
holy.
just a
All right,
Medjay of
Philip.
Fahim. You're not an actual assassin. As you go throughout the game, you learn the assassination skills, you learn to do certain things, things make sense, you know, everything from like the leap of faith and whatnot. You learn all of that stuff. And of course, you get the hidden blade. I would have actually loved to have seen that Bayek or his group actually creates the hidden blade. This actually, you played as an assassin. You did assassinations. You did all that stuff. And of course, it explains the beginnings of the Creed. It shows why they cut their finger off in the original series. You know, why they did what they did. And it shows that they were after the Order of the Ancients, which became the Templars. They were the Templars. So you were chasing them down. So, like I said, Origins, it gets a pass in, I think, before you hit level 10, you don't have the hidden blade. And then afterwards, it gets into it and it shows you how you obtained the hidden blade, what went down, how you started out and everything like that. So, I mean, it makes sense. It really does make sense. But what is Odyssey? Odyssey predates Origins. So you're not an assassin. In fact, if you really paid attention to the whole story behind Odyssey, it's just either Cassandra or Alexios looking for their mother. And then they just happen to come across this cult, and they defeat all the members of the cult in order to defend their mother as they are, you know, going on and on and on. Are there Isu artifacts? Yes. You do have the Spear of Leonidas. You do discover that you're a descendant of the Isu. You're part Isu. That's why, you know, like Cassandra could jump off of massive buildings and whatnot, or, you know, stone structures and survive the fall. That's what it is. So, of course, you know, they altered a lot of like what was going in, but there were no assassinations. There were assassin moves. There were things that you could do to assassinate. You could do things stealthily. But of course, that made no sense because you're a Spartan, an ex-Spartan. You're, you know, hack and slash. You're, you know, just you're supposed to go beast mode, you know? You're not really supposed to be using all these other crazy weapons and stuff like that, but they did it because they wanted it to fall within an Assassin's Creed game. They didn't even have a name for assassins in this time period, if I'm being honest. And if you're being honest, especially all of you who claim that you play this game just for the history lesson, which, again, ridiculous topic, and I'll talk about that in another video because I know a lot of you are going to jump onto the point that, hey, I played for the history. I played because you learn history. No, you don't. Anyway, you know, again, Odyssey was great. It had amazing, amazing ways of doing builds for assassination, hunter, and warrior, or even hybrid builds. It was a lot of fun. The ship combat was cool. A lot of the stuff that you did was amazing, and just the whole area that you went to, everywhere in Greece, it's just massive. So I really did appreciate it. Again, had a lot of fun with it, not gonna lie. I just didn't like that, you know, we were calling it Assassin's Creed when it really had nothing to do with Assassins. It had to do with revenge, it had to do with finding your mother, it had to do with, you know, just the battles of the time. Yes, you do eventually go and find Atlantis, and you discover all these things about Atlantis and everything, but that's kind of like secondary to like the main storyline. You know, the Isu and everything, all of the DLCs, secondary. You know, and then of course you met Darius, which I thought maybe Darius was going to be the main focus here, because, you know, he's supposed to be a, you know, spiritual assassin. And one of the reasons that they decided to make the Creed, or one of the things they look back to and they're like, yeah, that dude was an assassin. But again, it's way different, it's way crazy. I do have a video where I say the timeline is broken, and a lot of people got it, some people didn't. Maybe I need to revisit that. But anyway, does this make Odyssey an Assassin's game? And even worse, what about Valhalla? Honestly, Valhalla, I feel, is the worst of the three that came prior to Mirage. And I don't mean that just because of like the bugs and everything. You know, the story was really forgettable. I remember some characters. I don't remember all the characters. Maybe that's because we didn't get New Game Plus for this. But this wasn't, to me, an Assassin's game either. This was a Viking game. And they just gave him an assassin, you know, like one of the assassin's blades. So, I mean, you technically you didn't join the assassin order, so why are you considered an assassin? You know, you did have the assassins in your village, and you know, like you spoke to them, you consulted with them, but you really weren't an assassin. You were a Viking first and foremost. And we learned that the hard way when we did the mastery challenges. A lot of people still have not completed the mastery challenges because the areas of assassination are darn near impossible. Okay? Could you do it? Yes. Do they do it? No. Have I used my assassin's blade? Rarely. I do assassinate, yes, but mostly you get in like one or two good assassinations, and then you're cooked. You're attacked from like every which way, so you have to go and just hack and slash. You know, that's all it is. And again, a lot of people will defend this game to the T. Tooth and nail, they will defend this game, and they say it's the greatest game. The sales numbers were out of control. Yeah, the sales numbers were out of control. What about the return rates? You know? To me, this was a Viking game. It wasn't an Assassin's game. You know? Even Assassin's Creed 4, even though that was quote-unquote a pirate game, you still did more assassinations with that than you did here. You know? You still got more involved with the assassins than you do here. You know? You just consult with them and go out and you know, bring back necklaces, and that's it. You don't learn any like real assassin skills. You do your own thing, you know. Wearing it upside down, the blade, the way Darius did, that's actually pretty cool. But you know, again, it wasn't an Assassin's game. So, what makes an Assassin's Creed game an Assassin's Creed game? Is it the actual ability to assassinate, the assassinations? Is it the hoods and stuff like that? Is it, you know, like the stealth? Is it the, you know, like killing multiple people at the same time? Because if you guys are watching my Countdown to Red series, You guys are seeing like how the old games played, where it wasn't hack and slash. You could take out like 10, 20 guys all at once with like really quick work. You know, he moved fast, especially Ezio moved fast. So what are we doing really? What makes an Assassin's Creed game an Assassin's Creed game? Should Valhalla just been Valhalla in the world of Assassin's Creed? Should Odyssey have done the same thing? Odyssey in the world of Assassin's Creed. But keep in mind that you do have, you know, you obviously do have a lot of EC tech everywhere in both games. You do have, I mean, there was no hidden blade in Odyssey, but you did have, you know, ways of assassinating and stuff like that. There was more stealth in Odyssey than there was in Valhalla. What makes it an Assassin's Creed game? I know a lot of people just don't like that it's kind of like almost action RPG. They prefer the old ways, like the original Assassin's Creed, like the games that I'm playing through currently. I mean, what is your opinion? What do you think? Is this controversial? Am I right and this is a good game, but it's not a good Assassin's Creed game? What are your thoughts on this? And what makes an Assassin's Creed game an Assassin's Creed game? I'd absolutely love to hear it. Anyway, that's all there is for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure you like and subscribe. It helps this channel out an awful lot. As always, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. And until next time, take care, be good, stay safe, take care of each other. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Put it away.